My name is Rosalyn White. I'm the co-director here at Rutnaling Retreat Center, and we're located in Sonoma County. And we're actually one of about 20 different organizations that were all founded by one Tibetan Buddhist teacher named Tartung Tulku. And so one of our sister organizations is the Tibetan Aid Project, and we participated in the Save-a-thon for several years at ICC. So I know it well. It's a beautiful center. Also, Dharma Publishing is one of our sister organizations. So some of you have probably seen some of the books that Dharma Publishing has printed. And also, Nyingma Institute in Berkeley is one of our sister organizations, and they have weekly classes. So, if you're interested to learn more about our tradition, those are good resources for you. So in the Tibetan tradition, we have a number of different techniques that can help us to relax and meditate a little more easily. And so one of those is what's called Kumne, which is a Tibetan-style yoga, and we're going to do one of those practices today. And then also we use mantra and mudras, gestures, and visualization. So we're going to do a little bit of each of those, and then we'll just have a silent meditation at the end. And then what we do, we call a dedication of merit, or dedicating any benefit we might have created during our practice, we dedicate to all beings. And I think especially in these times when it's so difficult in many parts of the world, it can be a little bit helpful for us too to do the dedication of merit, because it feels like we're doing something to help in the world. So we're going to start with a standing practice. So I hope you've got room where you are. And we're going to put our hands like this. So you want to be able to, have space around you to lift your arms up, okay? So this is one of the Kumne exercises, which is the Tibetan yoga. And you want to stand with your feet about hip distance apart, and your hands are by your sides. And we'll do it once together so you get the movement. And then I'm going to give a little bit of information as we do the rest of the repetitions. So you want to very slowly let your arms almost just like they're floating up from your sides. You're not making a big effort. You're just letting the energy in the arms float up. And keeping your palms facing out so the backs of the hands come together. And once they're overhead, you want to give a nice stretch up towards the sky. Feet really planted on the earth, so you feel a nice stretch through the whole spine. Then take a nice deep breath into the belly and expanding the chest. It's a little awkward in this position, I know, but you can do it. And then as you let your arms slowly come down, you can let the breath slowly go out. So this exercise is called flying, and it's a really nice one to relax your neck and shoulders. If you've been sitting at a computer and you're kind of tense, it's helpful. It also really helps integrate the body, the breath, and the mind. So in Tibetan tradition, we talk about that, the body, breath, and mind, body, speech, and mind. And we want to be able to integrate those. And sometimes, when we're kind of caught in our thoughts, or, we're working at the computer, we're worrying about something, we kind of close off here at the neck, and all this thoughts going on up here, and then we kind of close off the energy to the body. So this is a really good exercise for integrating the body and the breath and the mind. And if you'd like, you can do this facing each of the four directions. So we'll do one facing the east, and then south, west, north, and finally once more in the center. So if you can think of where the sun rises in the morning at your home, that would be the east. But if you want to just stay in one place, you can. And I'm just going to stay in one place so you can hear me a little better. So we're going to let our arms again come up from our sides. And the east is where the sun rises in the morning, so it's got this nice, fresh, clear energy to it. And there's a color with each direction, and it's white in the east. And there's an emotion, so the emotion is anger in the east. So nice stretch up towards the sky, feet really planted on the earth. Deep breath into the chest and the belly, and slowly let it out as the arms slowly come down. And it's possible to transcend the negative emotion of anger, and when we do, it becomes mirror-like wisdom. So in the same way, the body of water, when it's all agitated on the surface, it doesn't reflect clearly what's around it, but once the mind becomes calm, it gets very clear and is very reflective of what's going on around us. So that's what we want to aim towards. So if you're doing this with the directions, you want to take a quarter turn to your right, and you'll be facing the south. So as our arms come up, we can think of the sun having moved through the sky. And once it's overhead, it's a nice bright yellow, and that's the color in this direction, and the element is earth. A nice stretch up towards the sky, feet really in touch with the earth. Feel the stretch through your whole spine. Deep breath into the belly and the chest, and slowly let it out as the arms slowly come down. And the emotion in this direction is pride, and when it becomes transformed, it becomes equanimity. So instead of seeing ourselves as better than others, as when we're being prideful, we see ourselves as equal. So all beings, those we love, our family, those we've never met, ourselves, we're all equal. We're all deserving compassion and love and care. So another quarter turn to the right. We're facing the west this time. And arms are coming up slowly from our sides. The color in this direction is red, like when the sun begins to set in the west. Element is fire. Nice stretch up. And deep breath into the belly and expanding the chest. And slowly let it out as the arms slowly come down to our sides. And the emotion in this direction is passion or greed, all the grasping qualities. Transformed, it becomes compassion. So very deep caring for the suffering of others and doing the wish to do what we can to change it, to fix it, help it. So one more quarter turn to the right, and we're facing the north. As the arms come up, you can think of all the beautiful trees in the northwest and the green color. That's the color in this direction. The element is air. A nice stretch up towards the sky, almost as if you're one of these redwoods trying to get taller and taller. Deep breath into the chest and the belly, and slowly let it out as the arms slowly come down to your sides. And the emotion in this direction is jealousy or envy, and transformed it becomes all-accomplishing wisdom. So very dynamic, active quality of helping beings wherever they're in need of being helped. So then one more quarter turn to your right, and you're facing the east, but we're going to focus on all the space above us and below us. So as you let your arms come up, You can think of the color blue. Deep royal blue is the color of the center. And the emotion is ignorance. And the element is ether, the atmospheric quality. And I stretch up towards the outer reaches of our solar system. See if you can touch some stars up there. Deep breath into the chest and the belly. And slowly let it out as the arms slowly come down to your sides. And when ignorance is transformed, it becomes deep inner wisdom. So let's take a moment to just kind of shake out. Shake your arms, shake your hands, shake your feet, shake your legs. Shake out anything that needs a little bit loosening up. So next we're going to go into an exercise that's called slow walking. And this is part of many Buddhist traditions. The monks in Southeast Asia do this practice. And I find it's really good when it feels like the world's just going a little too fast and we need to slow things down a bit. So you want to have your feet a little further than hip distance apart. Because when we're walking really slowly like this, it's a little easy to lose your balance. So having your feet far enough apart helps. And so, I'm not sure if you can see me too well. The picture's a little small, but you want to lift the heel of one foot, and then the ball of that foot, and then the toe, and then set it down, heel, ball, toe. And then we're going to lift the other one, heel, ball, toe. And then set it down, heel, ball, toe. So just continuing like that. Very slow walking. And if you have room where you are to make a little clockwise circle, that's a nice way to do this. And if you don't, you can just do it like walking in place. And that's what I'm going to do so that you can hear me a little better. And as we do this slow walking, we're going to focus on our senses, one at a time. And we want to just relax the senses, let them be very open, and have a sense of appreciation for them. So we're going to start with our sense of sight. And just let your eyes relax. Let all the muscles around the eyes relax. You can even feel like in the backs of the eyes, all those mechanisms that tie our eyes to our brain. Just let all those tendons and muscles relax. And try to just experience the colors and shapes around you. Not so much worry about what this means or what that means, or that's beautiful or that's not so pretty. It's just more letting the sense of sight be very open and receptive to the colors, the shapes, the beauty that's surrounding us. And we also want to really deeply appreciate the fact that we have a sense of sight. It allows us to see our loved ones, see the beauty in nature, helps us not bump into things. All these wonderful qualities that we have because of our sight. And then let's focus on our sense of hearing. So let's just be aware of any subtle sounds there might be in our space. Sometimes when we're walking, our floorboards will creak a little bit, or our knees will creak a little bit. Or there might be some sounds outside your homes, traffic, people talking. But again, with our sense of hearing, we just want to really appreciate the fact that we can hear the voices of our loved ones. We can hear our teachers to teach us. We can hear the sounds of birds and animals and music. We can be really soothed by the sounds of music, of nature. So again, just relaxing all the muscles in that area, the neck and the shoulders. Just let whatever sounds come in a very appreciative way. And we can move on to our sense of smell. Again, just being aware of any subtle scents there are. Maybe our lotion we put on our face in the morning smells a little bit still, or maybe our shampoo has a little scent to it. Maybe you smell dinner cooking, or whatever smells you sense. Just be aware of them and let all the muscles and the sensory faculties in the nose and the throat, just let them be very open and appreciate how wonderful a sense of smell is. We can smell beautiful flowers, we can smell our loved ones, we can smell food, which gives it so much more taste because of our sense of smell. And we can move on to our sense of taste. Usually we're not very aware of that unless we're eating or drinking something. But there's kind of a natural taste in the mouth, just the natural chemistry of the body. It's nice to be aware of that as we're breathing deeply. And again, we can appreciate how wonderful it is that we have a sense of taste. We can enjoy our food. It also helps us know what to avoid, if something tastes bad. So it's a big protector for us, as well as a wonderful pleasure that it can bring us as well. And finally, we're going to focus on our sense of touch. So that's a wonderful sense because it's all over the whole body that we have all these nerve endings and skin that has so many pores and can sense so much from our sense of touch. So we can perhaps feel the different sensations of weight on the different parts of our foot as we move. We might feel our clothing brushing against our skin a little bit. We might feel a little breeze on our skin that's open to the air. And again, it's just such a wonderful sense that we have what we can touch our loved ones, we can pet our animals, we can touch flowers and feel all the textures of the plants. And most of the time we just spend so much time in our head and we kind of forget to pay attention to all the senses and all the information that's coming in through our senses. And it helps us to be a little more aware of our environment and that there's not such a big separation between out there and inside when we let our senses just connect with our environment. So let's go ahead and sit back down in our chairs. So our next practice, chanting, and we're using some gestures with our chanting, and also a visualization if you'd like. So visualization comes a little easier to some than others. So if it doesn't come easily, don't worry about it. But if you like it, please go ahead and add that as well. So we're going to be chanting Om, Ah, Hum. So Om relates to the crown chakra at the top of the head. And Ah, it relates to the throat chakra. And Hum relates to the heart chakra. And that's spelled Om, O-M, Ah, A-H, and Hum, H-U-M. And you can sit in cross-legged position, on a cushion, on the ground. You could sit in a chair. Whatever's comfortable for you is fine. And we're sitting in what the Tibetans call the 7-gesture posture. So just that the legs form a nice solid base for the body. Hands are on the knees. Arms are relaxed. Shoulders are relaxed. And if you want, you can bring them up and back and down so that they're nice and relaxed. Chest is a little bit out, up, a little bit up and out. Help straighten the back. The chin is tucked in slightly, and so that helps straighten the back of the neck. And in meditation, you want to have your back as straight as possible, whatever's comfortable. But generally, we want to try to have the back straight so that the energy can kind of flow easily. And the eyes can be either closed or gazing on the ground about 3 feet in front of us. And if you'd like, when we're not chanting, you can curl your tongue so that the tip touches the upper part of the palate and back of the front teeth. And that little curl helps to breathe evenly through both nose and mouth at the same time. And that's a nice, relaxed, calm way to breathe. And if you'd like to work with the visualization, the color white is in the head area, so you can imagine white light in the head area, or you could also visualize a white lotus in the forehead area. And in the throat area, the color is red, so you can visualize red light or red lotus. And for the heart center, it's blue. So blue light in the torso area or blue lotus in the heart area. So we'll just chant this a few times, and then I'll do a little bit of guiding for meditation, and then we'll sit silently for a bit. Om. And I'm sorry I forgot to mention the mudras. So Om, hands are on the knees. Ah, which is the meditation gesture. Ah, hands are in the lap, also a meditation gesture. And Hum, the hands are outstretched in a gesture of giving. Om. Ah. So if you'd like, you can do a little visualization along with me, where we can imagine white light coming in through the crown chakra at the top of the head and filling all the senses with this beautiful white light, very soothing, relaxing, and filling the brain, transforming the brain into an organ of light. And you can imagine the light coming down into the throat area, relaxing the throat, the neck, down into the shoulders, relaxing the shoulders. If you want, you can move your joints around a little bit as the light fills them, moving down from the shoulders into the upper arm, into the elbows. Again, you can move your joints a little bit if you like, to let the light flow into them. Down into the forearms, and the wrists, and the hands. And as we relax our hands, it helps to relax the whole body, because we have acupressure and acupuncture points in the hands that relate to all the body systems. And finally, the fingers too can be filled with light. And then we can imagine the light filling our torso, transforming all of our internal organs that work so hard for us every day, giving them a little break as they become transformed into light as well. As we breathe in oxygen, we can just breathe in this beautiful white light. And the light can move down into our pelvic area, relaxing all the organs in the pelvis, relaxing the hip joint, moving down into the thighs, relaxing the thighs, into the knees, calves, ankles, finally into our feet. And again, as we relax our feet, it helps to relax our whole body, because we have the acupressure points and acupuncture points in our feet. And even in our toes, wiggle your toes a little if you like. And as we meditate, we can visualize this beautiful nectar-like light filling our whole body, transforming it into a body of light. And we can also experience the light expanding beyond our own body and reaching out into the universe in all the directions, east, west, north, south, above us and below us, as far as we can imagine, and touching all the beings in the universe with this beautiful white light that can alleviate all of their suffering, their physical ailments, their mental worries, their emotional problems, even healing the fact that many people do not have enough to eat or clean water, healing all the ailments of humanity and of the animal realm as well. We can even heal the pain of being incarcerated, imprisoned, all the different ailments that beings beings have. We can heal that with this beautiful white light. So we'll just sit silently for a while, letting that light transform our own bodies into this very blissful, peaceful state of mind and body, and touching all the beings in the universe with this beautiful white light.